Lent season. Tessarakosti. Now, I'm quite sure that sounds very hard to pronounce, but it's Greek, and I think most of us know by now that Greek words are very hard to pronounce. So, we're going to dive right in. On today's episode, we're going to discover what Tessarakosti really stands for, what it means, and how does it apply to you on today's date, Ash Wednesday, the 17th. It's a Wednesday, and it is February, so we all know what that means. It's Lent, and it's time to give up something. So stick around, and let's find out what the true meaning of Tessarakosti means. Now, as we all know, the Greek meaning of Lent, Tessarakosti, kind of gives you an idea of what you should be doing for 40 days. But most of us might think that's kind of long, and even if you don't want to do 40 days, which is typically a month and a half, it's kind of long when you think about it. But that's fine. I'm quite sure that you could actually accomplish this. Being dedicated to this entire process shows results, and I'm quite sure it also shows that you have the ability to push yourself to the limit. Nothing is wrong with that, and I do challenge you to do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna offer 5% discount to everyone that's gonna be taking on this challenge with us. And we're gonna do a second video where we're gonna actually weigh ourselves, myself and Sherman, and we'll be giving you a concept idea of what we've given up, what we're doing, what we'll be drinking during this fast and this Lent season, and the types of food that we have avoided, the types of practices that we have avoided. And as a matter of fact, I think you can also apply something to this as well. So for 40 days, if you normally used to walk 1 mile, why not do 4 miles? And there are different ways to do this. So we're gonna kind of keep track of what we're doing for the next 40 days. And for those particular weeks, for every video that comes out, we will be giving you an update. And for those who are part of this challenge with us, the Lent challenge here at Essentially Alkaline, you will be receiving 5% off on your herbal packages, and you have to do one particular thing. You have to like, subscribe, follow our pages, and comment your stage and process theory with us under the description links or directly to our boxes when it comes to Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp. And when you walk in, just give your name, information, and email address, and you'll be applied to your 5% discount for being a dedicated individual for this Lent season. So let's kick it off. Okay, so as we all know, Tessarakosti is a Greek word, and it basically means 40. Now, 40 is a very significant time frame on the Christian calendar, and a lot of persons might ask, what does it have to do with you or myself? But it's a season of Lent where most of us give up something. Now, during this time, we tend to give up food or a habit, and it's basically fasting. As we all know, Moses fasted when he was on the mountain, Jesus fasted when he was in the wilderness, and all of that was a time frame of 40 days, which is the meaning of Tessarakosti, Greek concept of giving up something. Now, because we are basically fakes around a health conception, we are basically going to be thinking about how to do this Lent season alternatively for 40 days. So, for those of us who have sinus issues, I recommend you give up dairy for 40 days, and I'm quite sure you'll see the results. For those of us who have diabetes, I recommend you give up high starchy food, saturated foods, and sweet contents for 40 days. I'm quite sure you'll see the results. For those of us who are obese or overweight, I recommend you go on an intermittent fasting for 40 days. I'm quite sure you will see the results. For those of us who are hypertensive, removing MSG, table salt from your diet for 40 days, and saturated seasoning, you will see the results in those 40 days. Now, myself, I'm trying to lose at least another 10 to 15 pounds. You might be trying to ask why, but as a health-driven person, we try our best to maintain a healthy lifestyle the best way possible. So that's my drive, that's my goal. For 40 days, I'll be sustaining from food, and I'm doing an intermittent fasting for 16 to 8 hours. So I have 8-hour window where I need to eat something healthy, alternative, and I have a 16-hour window where I will not eat anything. So I'm just gonna skip breakfast, and I'm gonna focus on what I'm gonna have later on that afternoon, right before sunset, and that's what I'll be doing. Now, I challenge you and everyone else who has a goal or a health-driven fan, but I would tell you mostly to think about what you want to accomplish on a healthy perspective. Now, I could go into details of what Lent is, but technically I think we all know what that is. Most of us were raised around Christian homes, Christian families, and every Ash Wednesday, which is the season before Easter or 40 days before the Easter Sunday, our family normally goes on a fast. In my household, I think they used to cut the lights off. I'm just playing. But I know in other households, they would sustain from burning energy. So they wouldn't watch televisions, they wouldn't use certain appliances. There's so many ways that you could apply this theory to your lifestyle to figure out how you actually could accomplish a successful Lent season. So you have 40 days to give up something, and I recommend that you try to give up something that you have a habit of holding on to, or something that you practice on a regular scale that you are quite sure is not beneficial to you. Eating too much food is not beneficial to our digestive system. So it's time for us to take a break. So I hope I actually explained to you what is Lent in a very systematic way, but I probably should do a little more so you understand what it is. But you could do that. There's YouTube, and I'm quite sure this is where you are right now watching this video, so there's no reason for me to go into all that. Here at Essentially Alkaline, we're just gonna give you a push start to do something with a meaningful concept. So apply Lent to your diet, to your lifestyle, starting today, Ash Wednesday, the 17th of 2021, and I'm quite sure you'll see the results. And before, as I said, if you're trying to lose weight, go on an intermittent fasting concept for Lent for 40 days. If you're trying to avoid diabetic conditions, just remove the saturated sweeteners and the high starchy foods. For cholesterol persons, it will be the same thing. Avoiding high cholesterol foods for 40 days. This is just a way to reset, restart, and I guess accept the brand new you. All right, so on to the next episode. I'll see you again. It's yours truly, Julio's voice. If I forgot to introduce myself, probably did, but you already know who it is. So let's get it on. It's Lent season. Stay fit, stay healthy. I forgot to mention, you probably shouldn't do that. A water fast. Maybe you should. Try a water fast for 40 days. See what the result is like. And if you like that, I'm quite sure you'll like everything else that comes with it. So, give it a try. See what it's all about. All right, so we're gonna discuss a bit of how to start this water fast. And I'm gonna give you a basic concept of what to do, how to do it, and why you should be doing this. Now, a liquid fast could get a little tedious because the system is going through a cleanse. All right, now the choice is what type of water do you want to use. Now they have spring water, which is naturally alkaline, or they have alkaline water, which is namely alkalized, which means it's been filtered and processed by reverse osmosis. Chlorine could be added, or some form of way to remove bacteria from the water, which we don't highly recommend. So you could definitely pick a choice of water that you like. Now, a lot of persons like Fiji water, and that's one. Or maybe you're an Iceland type of a drinker. Now, a pH of 8.8, it's pretty high, and as we know, most water is neutral. It's at 7.0, and this helps to remove acidity from the system, from the body, which helps the alkaline and balance the pH in the entire system. Now, there's a lot of benefits to this, helping with acid reflux, weight loss, purifying the liver, the kidney, which help with skin conditions. So there's a lot of ways to actually do this. Now, keep in mind that when you're on a fast, right after you finish, you got to ease your way back into the kind of foods that you would eat. So, recommended are soups. That's after your liquid fast, right? So, a soup of choice, no hard, solid content, which means no flour. You can mash up the zucchini or the pumpkin or whatever you have of choice, and that will kind of get your fast to keep going. So, those are the options. All right, what's going on? Sherman just walked in. All right, so like I said before, you have options of alkaline and alkalized water, mainly alkaline water, mainly spring water because it's naturally alkaline. That is the best choice and option. And here at Essentially Alkaline, we have a variety of water. Crystal Geyser, which is also one of my favorite. It's very affordable. We have it here in the cases as well, so you can apply it as well to your diet. So avoid saturated sugars during this liquid fast, and the body will definitely thank you during this process. Now, that said, for me, I think I'm done. I don't have to go into more details of why and what is the purpose or reason why you should be doing a fast during this Lent season. And as you know, it is Ash Wednesday, the 17th, 2021. Get that Lent started.